Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Workout with the Recruiting Gym. We are on the Tech Stack Week takeover of JobAdder. My name is Suze Kinsella. I'm here today to bring you 10 free tools to help you be more efficient. Now, I do have a list beside me because I'm not that smart to remember 10 of them. So my wonderful assistant, Hugo, is online with us this morning, and he'll be sharing the links as we go through. So my very first one is Calendly. So what is Calendly? It basically is a tool that connects to your Outlook or your email and lets people book meetings with you. So it's the free version lets you connect your email calendar and automatically books meetings. So if you're trying to get a candidate and you're going back and forth, trying to find a time slot, if you use Calendly and you only need 30 minutes as an introductory call, then use that, get the times in, and everyone's happy. It just saves you so much time. It's one of those ones that once you start using it and getting used to it, everyone should use it, basically. So there are paid options that let you sort of do longer sessions, maybe 40 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, and lets you add your logo and all these different things. But the free version is certainly enough just to get you started. So if you don't use Calendly already, I suggest that one's worth having a wee look at. So I'm just thinking I've got kind of 15 minutes. I've got plenty of time to waffle about these ones. Now, the next one is one called Templify. It's actually a Chrome extension, and it was one of our JobAdder customers who told me about this one because I had never heard it before. So maybe it's more relevant to recruiters than it is to marketers. But basically what it does, it lets you write messages in one click. So once you set up the Chrome extension, you can create templates for frequently used messages and apply them on any web page. So you can basically have Templify as your Chrome extension. If you're in LinkedIn and you're doing BD or candidate sourcing, you can basically then just do one click, pull in the template, and then you can tweak it and personalize it a bit more as well if that's what you want to do. So it's pretty cool. So it's a simple daily tool with multiple features like templates, browsing, editing in place. Even when you type, you just type it and then it comes. Smart syntax, so you can create personalized templates, pre-fill, or even insert data from a web page. Templates group, you can group the templates. So if you had templates specifically for BD or for sourcing, then you can keep them all like separate wee items. And keyboard first control. So if you wanted to sort of use your keyboard shortcuts, you can just to sort of pull things in when you're on LinkedIn. So as I say, that was a job. Thanks Shelley for that one. I think it was Shelley that gave me that hot tip. The next one, Canva. When I first discovered Canva a few years ago, I was ecstatic because I used to use, no laughing, Adobe Fireworks. So then as the sort of technology moved and everyone moved into Adobe and Photoshop, I never ever learned those tools. So if I wanted some fancy graphics done, I had to go on a queue or sort of try and tweak other existing ones. So it was a true wow moment for me when I discovered Canva. So if you're not necessarily hugely talented to make graphics, there's so many templates in Canva for free that you can just tweak, change the colors to suit your brand, and off you go. So quick social graphics. You can even do PDFs. So if you wanted to sort of put together a sort of, a candidate package or or a client sort of package to sort of sell a candidate, or if you're trying to sell a company to a candidate, you can create a nice PDF and a sort of, here's the benefits of moving, and it just looks so much nicer rather than doing it in Word. It lets you pull lots of nice graphics in. So don't get me wrong, being able to create these eye-catching graphics in a flash is pretty cool, but don't forget sometimes you may have to pull in the professionals just to sort of get your brand right, the message right, and once the designers have set you up, then off you go again. But just bear in mind, don't use Comic Sans. Just keep looking for nice, fresh, clean ones. So as I say, the free version is a great place to start for basic designing needs, and you can use it on mobile as well. The paid version gives you more extended access to sort of pre-made templates and graphical elements. So if you do want to pay for it, I don't believe it's expensive. It's around $14.99 a month. You can add your own brand colours and upload your logos. So every time you use it, you've got the consistent brand colours that you've used. There's also some great features in it that if you're looking to find complementary colours to your existing brand, then they'll sort of help you work out your colour palette as well. There's loads of suggestions. So I can't emphasise enough how great Canva is. Right, I'll move on. Grammarly. This is my favourite tool. Grammarly saved my life a few times. You know, when your brain takes over, your keyboard takes over your brain and you just type and you miss words out and you miss certain letters out. It's just one of these brilliant tools that just keeps you right as you go through. It just saves time and spell checks, write effective messages. The free version, again, is more than enough to get started with the basic functionality. Unless you're planning to write a novel, in which case I'd suggest you go for something a bit more beefy. But the Chrome extension works with email, social media, and most documents, so it is a lifesaver. My daughter uses it for her university dissertation that she's working on just now. So the fact that she asked me for a tool to help her, I was super impressed. Right, number 5, Vimeo and Vidyard. So really what I mean here is around just video. So if you're using video to recruit, then there are better tools out there like Audro, Willow, HireVue, lots more. And a shout out to Audro because they do fully integrate with JobAdder. But for a simple introduction about a role that you're trying to source for, if you're doing some BD and want to reach out to a client and just touch base and say hi, it'd be really good to catch up. And the free versions offered by both Vimeo or Vidyard are absolutely perfect. So sometimes the video message is just nicer to get across the tone. The great thing about these two tools, because they both kind of do exactly the same thing, you can have your screen showing on the screen, and then you can have your camera on you, and you can sort of talk through a client, a CV. So if there's something that you wanted to highlight in someone's CV, share the screen with the CV, record it, and you can highlight, and you can take them through why you believe that candidate's the best person for you. So and you can take that through to a hiring manager. So it's, again, free tools. If you're getting started, then it's a great way to introduce video to your strategy. Next, Todoist. I love to hate Todoist, and I'll explain why later on. I use Todoist now mainly for sort of personal tasks, but it really is a great tool to stay organised. It's got a clean, simple interface. You sort of can group by week, you know what's coming up. The most satisfying thing is when you tick things off and it just is this lovely wee swipe where they all disappear. If you currently use your calendar as your to-do list, like I know lots of people do, and you want to use Calendly, as soon as you connect Calendly to your Outlook and you've got all your tasks set up, you might be limiting that sort of 30-minute slot where people can book your time. So it might be a case of, if you are using your calendar for tasks, you maybe should sit back and go, is this the best way to do it? Would I be better getting more organised? So that is a pretty good tool as well. So free your calendar from tasks. Here's my downside to it though. If you add family or friends and you have joint to-do lists, just watch out for domestic options to jump in there as well. So I keep getting reminders from my husband of things that I have to do around the house, which I just ignore. I haven't closed them. I just ignore. I just change the date to like 6 months in advance. But again, Todoist, a great tool. My 7th one, social media, sort of sharing, listening. Hootsuite is the one I've chosen for you for this one. Being online, a recruiter being online is a deal breaker in earning jobs, making placements, and sort of building relationships. And staying on top of social media can be an absolute nightmare. It's the death scroll. So if you use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you'll know yourself. You start scrolling and you disappear. These tools are designed to have you constantly scrolling. So the great thing you can do with the free version of Hootsuite is you can connect, I think it's up to 3 social networks you can connect, but you can only schedule 5 future posts if you wanted to sort of just have a regular message going out. But what it does do, it lets you do the sort of social listening. So you can follow your brand, you can follow your list, any mentions. It just puts everything in a much easier, cleaner dashboard for you to respond to. And you can also search if people's looking to hire as well. You can jump in there and have conversations online. So what else have we got with that? Now, the free plan, what I will say about the free plan, if you do look at Hootsuite for this, you have to sign up to take a free trial. And then what you do is you cancel it to downgrade and get the free version after 30 days. So don't forget to use Todoist to set a reminder to cancel the payment so you can continue to use the free plan. That's my secret for today. And the next one is number 8, Zapier or Zapier. I'm not quite sure what people call it these days. Zapier, literally, how can I describe Zapier? It's one of those tools that there's free versions, and then sometimes you have to pay if you use more than 3, I think it is. You can automate actions between different pieces of software that you use. Let me sort of read out what they describe it as. Zapier literally gives you back time for free. With the free plan, you can automate up to 100 tasks per month and connect up to 5 Zaps. Zaps is the connection between different solutions, which connect with your software and services together. So you can get on with your day and have less manual admin. So there's a Chrome extension for that as well. So if you manually have to update your CRM and you use another piece of software where you log something else, I have no idea, I'm not a recruiter, I'm a marketer, then Zapier is the type of tool that can connect those 2 pieces of software. So when you update one, it will go and zap and update the other solution as well. So if you find you're wasting time there and you don't have an ATS, all-in-one ATS that does that for you, you're still using a few disparate systems, then that could be a quick win for you just to actually start bringing them together. Or if it's really time consuming, it's probably time to look at a better ATS system. So number 9, Apollo and Crunchbase. These are 2 sort of sales intelligence tools. They're probably more helpful for BD or research. Even in marketing, I've used them quite a lot. They're packed with business intelligence and marketing insights. The free version, there is enough just to evaluate if you find the tool helpful, or even just to be aware that tool is there that you can jump on if you want to just sort of see if, who's got investment recently, what directors are involved in different companies. And obviously you can use Companies House, but you won't get all that sort of investment data. So it really is sales intelligence. There is a danger though in getting lost in data. So if you're going in to do something, have a clear head of what it is you're going in to achieve and back out. Otherwise you might find yourself 8 hours later still scrolling through lots of data on Apollo and Crunchbase as to who's received funding. But that's a handy one if you just want to jump in and get a few insights to companies. Number 10, the big daddy, LinkedIn Recruiter. What can I say that hasn't already been said? It's quickly becoming the staple diet in a recruiter's life with regards to the tools that it has now. It really is a beast. So I'm not a recruiter, but I do know it has great functionality that you get from LinkedIn. So I don't know if anyone saw on LinkedIn. JobAdder now integrates fully with the LinkedIn basic job postings as well. So if you have JobAdder, that all is working now. Somebody had mentioned to me as well around LinkedIn that you can sort of see all the movers and shakers and companies who are hiring and not hiring. So it's worth taking the time and doing all the training properly for LinkedIn Recruiter. If you don't already, don't just sign up for it and then use it for one function. Take the time and get the full functionality. So a few quickies, right? 13 minutes in, right? We've still got a few times. So here's another one for you, a wee extra one. MailChimp. Absolutely perfect for starting out. It's a great way to sort of, if you don't have an existing CRM or you're working from Excel spreadsheets, MailChimp will let you have sort of store them there and be able to mass mail. Mass mail, you can do like small to many, one to many. It depends on what you want to do, but it's a low cost barrier. There is free versions, but of course it will have the little, powered by MailChimp underneath. Or if you want to start sending a newsletter out to candidates or clients, or a sort of regular update around what you think about how the market is going, then that is 100% perfect to get started. SEMrush. I haven't included those URLs, so Hugo's probably now madly going across Google trying to find those links for me. SEMrush lets you check your website SEO score. It also gives you lots of insight around backlinks to your website, and it maybe sounds a bit technical and a bit like, oh my god, I don't know anything about SEO. But the reason I include that is on Friday I'm going to be joined by John Russell from Staffing Future, and we're going to look at recruitment websites and why SEO still matters. So we're going to touch on some of that on Friday, but it is a great tool just to sort of see if it's a good sanity check on how healthy your website is, as in how Google sees your website. And a Hugo, everybody needs a Hugo. There's my other tip. Hugo's just he's the EMEA marketing executive at JobAdder, and my life is so much easier by having Hugo. So Tomorrow's hot topic is BD, and we'll be looking at identifying KPIs to effectively retrain recruiters in business development. You'll be seeing a theme here: BD, 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 BD for 2023 as we move on. We know there's a shift coming. What that shift is and how dramatic it is, we don't know. So now is the time to start sharpening up those BD skills and communicate how you're going to get more clients in the coming 6 to 12 months. That's me, 15 minutes on. I will see you all tomorrow morning, everybody. Thanks very much.